Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for this post-match review. Let's go through it a bit like a fine-tooth comb for the first 35 minutes, and then we'll leave and forget about the rest ever happened. So welcome to the review of yesterday's game at Anfield. Please like and share, subscribe, hype the channel after it's finished. That'd be great. You can join from 99p. Please adhere to standard community guidelines, which just basically means have your opinion, but don't be a dick. Quite easy one to follow, to be fair. Everyone's in the house, Scotty and Dan and Gaz and the doggy pals. We're all waiting to get going. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Let's bring the boys in. How are we doing?
Evening, gents.
Hello, all.
I've avoided as much social media as possible as I'm better than expected. It's probably the best way to be fair. Oh God, yeah. So we are here to discuss the result yesterday.
Skip past that. Let's go to the starting 11 and let's start talking about it.
I haven't even got the starting 11, to be fair, because I mean I was surprised. I did tweet out when I saw the starting 11 that I was a bit surprised to see. Botman was fair play for me. As soon as he found out he got a knock on Wednesday, he wasn't 100% fit. He's just come back from a major injury. He's been flogged to death. Dan Burns back, played really well against Paris.
And a match. Yep.
No. Let Botman have a rest. Absolutely fine with that. The problem with that, though, is it stopped us from playing the 3-4-3 again, which would have worked, I think, better yesterday than what the 4-3-3 worked. I was surprised to see Trips in because I thought we were going for pace. Wissa maybe should have started. I don't know, but when I saw Alanga, Gordon and Barnes, everyone thought, well, where's the focal point? But the focal point was pace. Liverpool defence is slow. Let's get in behind them. That was my thinking, Dan. I don't know what... I mean, I wasn't massively over-impressed, but I could see what he was trying to do, if that makes sense.
So, lots to think about right there. You're absolutely right. Botman coming back from a major injury, playing very well for the last several matches. Dan Burns available, man of the match, a performance against PSG. So rest Botman. Okay, great, because we've got Man City coming up. Here's my issue. The guy who needs a rest is the one who was at fault for the Ekitike goals, and that was Chow. Here's a young man who has played 90 minutes of every game since he came on for Fabian Schär, and he hasn't put a foot wrong, and you can tell that even he's knackered at this point. So I agree that when the starting 11 was announced yesterday, I would much rather have seen the 3-4-3 that we saw against PSG, because that means at least there was more coverage at the back. It gave our wing backs the ability to get forward more. I thought the starting, I mean, at first glance of the 11, I'm sitting there going, two left wingers and a right winger playing up at the front three. We're going to sit both of our strikers. I expected to see, we'll get to that too, because the NBC group over here, we had Stephen Warnock in the pundit spot last night, and he practically wanted to give birth to Ekitike's babies. It was just so sickening. It was awful. No, again, not happy with Gordon playing at the 9, just all of that. Seeing the starting 11, I'm sitting there going, all right, Bruno's not in the 18. Joe Linton's out. We know that. Looking at the starting 11, I had wished that we had stuck with the 3-4-3, given us a little bit more steel in the midfield. Really, when I saw the front three, I was like, okay, this is going to be a dogfight. We're going to take these three guys, and they're just going to go like this. And it's going to completely confound the Liverpool defense. Yeah. And for a little while, I thought that worked. Because you never knew who was the true 9 and you never knew which guy was on what wing. I mean, at one point, Elanga was over on the left, and Gordon was on the right, and Barnes was in the center. And then all of a sudden, Elanga was in the center, and the two wingers were where they're supposed to be. Chow had problems yesterday, and I think it's just because he's absolutely knackered, and there's no one else to put in there.
Yeah, well, that's it. You can't rest them both, unfortunately. Right. So I think resting Botman was probably the most sensible idea because of his knee injuries, where Chow hasn't had that history of problems.
Agreed.
So he, but again, I reckon we'll see changes on Wednesday night again anyway. But Scott, your summary of when before kickoff.
I think you guys summed it up really. Little bit. The only thing that I would say is, when they were all flying about the front three, once they'd worked it out, that's when it went tits up. A bit like PSG. Once they'd worked us out,
But PSG never worked us out. We were winning the game near the end. We were in the ascendancy against them. The problem we had yesterday.
They saw what we were trying to do, though.
Liverpool worked
it out. The Premier League squad. It is 100%. I'm not saying that it was.
We knew what Liverpool were trying to do, but we couldn't stop them.
It was the first, the first 25 minutes, half hour blockbuster. Fantastic.
It was 30 minutes. We were all over them like a rash. There was a run that Gordon made, which reminded me of a proper number 9 run where he was just offside. He came back, bent his run beautifully, got put through. And I was thinking, this is why we're doing it. We're trying to be quick. We're trying to be fast. I thought Willock was doing his best to get forward again. He looked all right. Lewis Hall was doing his usual stuff.
Yeah.
The whole
some really good individual performances.
Yeah. In the first 35 minutes, I was just like, this is the best we've played in a very long time. And we were creating chances as well. I mean, the one that Dan Burn nearly got on the end of, that great cross from Lewis Miley, but Virgil van Dijk just stopped him from getting in front of him, and he would have put it into an open net. I was like, that's great defending, unfortunately. The free kick.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see something different.
100%.
And when he hit the square on the post, I mean, just a half an inch the other side, and that maybe goes in off the other post, and it's a different story.
100%.
But the goal itself as well is brilliant. It was quick, and it went down the left. The ball played across to Gordon. Gordon takes a touch, smashes it through the defender's legs into the corner. We go 1-0 up. I'm screaming the house down again as usual.
Up and running.
Why were everyone complaining about his celebration? He did celebrate in his way. Everyone's like, he didn't do a celebration. He wants away. He just wants to move to Liverpool. I'm like, hold on a minute. He scored his first goal from open play. You expect him to rip his shirt off and jump in the crowd
in a year, right? As he was already on a yellow.
Yeah, he was in the Liverpool end as well. And after he scored, he turned away and celebrated like there's just like, that's just what I do every week. It was a nonchalant celebration. It was like a calm down one. So it's just like, I'm the guy.
As long as we didn't get the poxy sharpshooter one. I mean, just
oh god,
anything other than that is great. I'm sitting there reading social media, going, "What do you mean he didn't celebrate? He celebrated.
He did in his way.
He did it in his way."
Yep. And it was so frustrating.
The thing is, though, it's because it was Liverpool. He didn't do his whatever sort of. He did an arrogant. I'm the man.
It was an arrogant.
But the fans have took it the other way and gone, he hasn't celebrated. He wants the way. It's a knee-jerk reaction from online fans. He did celebrate in his way.
Yep.
So frustrating. It's just because it's Gordon. That's why he got that reaction.
And he's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah. And you could see him at the start of the game. He seemed a little bit like the cameras panned around him when they were singing that stupid fucking song they sing at the start of the game. And he was like, he's just like, whoa, this is quite special. Because I mean, that's the only time you hear the Anfield crowd is before kickoff when they're singing that daft song, and then it goes quiet.
And we didn't get that over here. Our local affiliate that was carrying the game completely fucked up everything 10 minutes before kickoff. we had a rerun of Family Feud on with that was on, and
Shit, did you do that 45 minutes in?
well, yeah, but yeah, we missed the kickoff. We missed the starting 11 announcements. We missed everything. We had one corner where we just saw a whole bunch of Liverpool flags and everything and crowd noise. We had nothing. That's terrible. Else. So yeah.
That's terrible. They should have switched them. Yep. Yeah, they should have just started watching Modern Family instead. That's good. People seeing here what they wanted. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. I mean, someone said online to me today, players aren't allowed to shoot from outside the box. I'm like, when has Eddie Howe ever said they're not allowed to shoot from outside the box? He's actually been saying to Toon Army he wants to see him shoot more from distance. And if you remember, we actually had a few shots from outside the box yesterday, and we also nearly scored one against Paris Saint-Germain when Gordon hit one really well. You know, I'm just like, come on, guys, why are you making things up? Why are you saying things
Is
like
it just me, though? It does feel like every time we shoot from outside the box, it hits a bloody defender and it falls nicely to go on the break for the opposition. It doesn't matter which game we play in, no matter what happens, the ball just seems to fall for them at the minute. And it doesn't matter who it is. This season, it's just not dropping for us.
Agreed. Yep.
Well, it has happened a few times, to be fair. I'll give you that one. And I mean, it was terrible.
It's lucky to draw, though. That's football at the end of the day. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. We're not in a purple patch of luck either. I mean, no. You know, Malik Chow's clearance that hit the Liverpool player, bounced off his back, created a break, and then they score.
Yeah.
In another day, in another season, that doesn't happen.
Yep.
No.
You know?
Kind of like a bizarro world that we're living in right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing that frustrated me the most is that they literally equalized within a few minutes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't let's be hard to break down for 15 minutes, get to half time, be 1-0 up. We were going for that second goal. And I get that, because a lot of fans always say, well, why do we sit back when we score? And then when we don't sit back, everyone's going, well, why didn't we sit back and try and hold the lead? It's just like, oh, God, here we go again.
This is it's the dichotomy of fandom. You know, it's you know, like we said against PSG, he doesn't have a plan B. He always plays his favorite. And then he throws
really
4-3 with a completely different starting 11. It's like, why did he do that? Where's this guy? Where's this guy? You said rotate, so he rotates.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
And that's why I have all the time in the world for Eddie Howe. I really do, because I think he's trying to do the best he can do with what he has available. You know, there are going to be a lot of people who say, you know, this summer, what's coming this summer, you know, if we're going to spend big this summer, if we're going to go huge, where did Scotty go? No. Where did Scotty?
No, he's
I know.
still
no,
there.
I don't see him in the. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's my dashboard that I'm seeing. It's goofy. No. Here's the thing that I have concerns about. If Ross Wilson goes out and gets a whole bunch of players and says, "Here, these are the players I'm going to give you. You boss this team." I don't think Eddie Howe does it. I think Eddie Howe says, you know, no, I want to have the last say on which players come in. But I think last summer, after spending the whole summer without anybody above him and him making his own decisions, and then having that scramble at the end of the season, at the end of the window, and getting in the players that we got in, you know, we got Elanga in as quickly as we can because that's the player he wanted. You know, we didn't want to lose Isak, and we spent the whole summer trying to keep him. Yeah, well, but what I'm saying is, I don't think Eddie Howe is going to have players just forced upon him, thrust upon him. He's going to want to have insight.
No, he's not. Those players. He's even said himself he didn't have a break in the summer because when he got that phone call after a few days of being on holiday, he got thrown straight back into the Lions' den. He doesn't want that to happen. He wants to be able to go and have his break and let the football club run how it should run. So yes, someone will ring and go, right, we've nailed this player down. Do you want to have a conversation with him? Do you ever want a one-to-one with him? He might say yes or no. He's happy with that person, and then that could just be it. I mean, he's not going to be like I'm going to go out and find my targets, find my players, and then you're going to do the deals. They're going to be doing all the work, and he'll just say yes or no at the end, and whether he thinks he's someone who can, break into the first team 11 or not.
Do you think there's the possibility where he could say no, and they say, "Well, right, we brought him in anyway"?
Yes, that could happen potentially, and he's going to have to be fine with that.
The point I was trying to make was I think PIF. I wonder if PIF is starting to question some of his decision making.
Possibly. It's hard to question these on the field stuff, though, isn't it? Sorry, Scott. It's just very hard to, because you don't see the day-to-day running of the club. You don't see the day-to-day running of training, who's fit, who's not fit, who's potentially injured, there was big decisions he made yesterday.
Yep.
And he still went to try and win the game. The Miley managing his minutes, taking Botman out of the firing line because of potential injury as well. You made some big calls, Scott, and I don't know. It's a tough one.
You know what I mean? Who would that saying? Who would be a manager? Do you know what I mean? I think the summer is huge for him. Me and Baz had a bit of a conversation this afternoon about it, and I do think he does need to have final sign off on his players, and I do think he's going to have an idea of who he wants, in which position he wants them in, and he's going to have to go. That's who I'm looking for. Go and scout, go and have a look, see if I'm right, see if I'm wrong, type thing. I hope he doesn't start getting, well, I need a left back. I want him. We've scouted him. This is who you're getting, and he's going to go, that's not quite what I wanted. Because that does create then the problem of imbalance in alignment of what he wants and the club want. It's a bit of a worry, but hopefully they're going to work it out. We yet to see. At the end of the day, this window, we've seen none of our hierarchy do anything, because they've obviously gone, we're shut for shop, we're not doing anything. So we're yet to see what's going to happen in that. We're going to have to wait till the summer to see that.
Yeah, the Sal's is potentially the only player who could be leaving. So that just tells you why we're not going in the window for anybody else, because they think the squad is that. If everyone's fit, the squad is full. The only position we would question is another left back. But then Dan Burn's now fit, so you'll just say, well, we'll just put Dan Burn at left back. I know he's not the best out there, and we all know that. But Eddie Howe thinks he can do a job there. And when Lewis Hall needs a break, that's how he'll do it. So is it worth going into a January window, paying more for somebody just to get a spare left back when you've got someone who can do a job? Do you know what I mean? No, definitely don't get Maxi back. It's horrible what's happened to him. It's absolutely disgusting. But
do we want to talk about that at all?
Later. I want to come back to this one. It's not a huge mistake letting them go on the last day of the window if the money that was offered 3 weeks before the window was going to shut wasn't the right amount.
Right.
Now, we all know Liverpool tried to lowball us because they knew Isak was going to go on strike and he was going to be a dick about it. We've shown other clubs that we will not be bullied in selling our players just because they want to leave to potentially a bigger club, which Liverpool are. Let's face it. It's one of those things. But yes, it completely screwed us. But we got the amount of money that we asked for in the end. So you've got to applaud them for that. The thing is, if they knew they were going to sell them, they should have maybe brought someone in a lot earlier. But maybe they were waiting for the money to clear, and it's a difficult one. But
the question was whether or not Ekitike was ever in. Well, did he ever really consider us if he knew that Isak was going? I don't think he did. He shut us down once before, Baz. I don't think. No. I think we made the offer. And I think that they said, we have the idea of playing you with Isak. You're going to replace Callum Wilson to Ekitike, because that's what we were after at the time. We needed a replacement for Callum Wilson, and we wanted to play them together.
I don't think that's true, to be honest with you. The way the whole window went, I think they knew Isak was pushing to leave very early. And that's why
I think he made that clear in Austria. He acted a dick when he was in Austria.
And that's why I think Ekitike was definitely going to be his actual replacement. As much as we wanted it to be to play alongside each other, I mean, they've proved that Liverpool, they struggled to play alongside each other. So that's an interesting one. But I think he was going to be bought to replace him. And he would have been ideal for us, which we saw, because we'll talk about their first goal, because I think their first goal is brilliant. I don't think there's anything we could have done to stop it or done anything differently. Florian Wirtz has now shown why they paid the amount of money they paid for him.
100%.
The move was so quick. The finish was lightning. You know, the ball was past Port before he even saw it. It was that quick. I can't complain about that goal. The only thing I would complain about is that maybe we shouldn't have conceded so quickly. Maybe I don't know. Do you see anything we could have done to stop that goal? Because I didn't.
Go ahead, Scott.
Personally, I don't see anything that we could have done to stop it, but I do think we should have just been harder to break down for an extra 10, 15 minutes, just, you know, solidify the lead a bit. And that's where we were. It felt like naivety. That's what it felt like. We're ahead, let's just keep going, and maybe just shutting up shop and going, do you know what it is? Let's settle it down a little bit first and go again. We've got this thing about just battering rams sometimes and not thinking.
Did we not wake them up, though? Did we not wake them up? Because they were terrible for the first 35. And as much as we were so good, they were also pretty poor.
I don't think we woke them up as a team. I think we woke Ekitike up and Wirtz. I think that was like, right. And Ekitike is going to have a hell of a career. Like, he's deadly. He reminds me of anybody that you can think of. Owen, Shearer. You know, you can see that the ceiling is unlimited for him. We missed out on a special player there, but we couldn't give the wages.
Well, this is it. I mean, yeah, that's another conversation for a different time, isn't it?
It is. It is.
I thought watching Mo Salah with the ball, you know, Mo Salah tried to make the pass. You know, it got deflected. It fell to Wirtz. Wirtz knew exactly what to do with it. I mean, like you said, Baz, it was quick. And Ekitike was Johnny on the spot. I mean, my friend Kevin is a Liverpool fan, and he was sitting across the table from me during the match. And I'm sitting there jumping up and down when Gordon scores. When Ekitike scored the first goal, all I could do was applaud. I was just like, that was a pretty goal. That was well done, well performed, well situated. I wasn't going to sit there and complain about it. It was unfortunate. I was just like as you said, Baz, the speed of which they equalized was frustrating. So you're just sitting there going, well, shit, here we go again. You know, and then for immediately 3 minutes after that to have a second one was just, God.
Well, the second one, there's a couple of things.
All you can do is bang your head against
it. There's a couple of things about the second goal. First of all, Leslie forwarded this. You probably read it as well.
Yep.
This is actually spot on. This is us not trying to make excuses up. This is a pure fact that goal should have been disallowed. And it's for a petty reason, but the rule is a rule, and it actually happened to Villa where they got fined for this happening. So TNT has comment, the ball boy should get an assist for his quick thinking to give the ball back to Alisson to enable a quick lead into Liverpool's second goal. Here are the specific rules regarding the ball assistance and the multi-ball system. No direct returns. So ball assistants are not permitted to return a ball directly to a player. Cone retrieval system. Ball assistants must place balls on designated cones, 5 on each side of the pitch and 2 at each end. Players must retrieve the ball themselves from the nearest cone. Purpose: the rule was introduced to prevent home teams from gaining a competitive advantage, e.g. delaying the return of the ball, and to prevent confrontations between players and the ball assistants. So
protecting the ball kids. Yep. No, agreed. And if we were a Pep, if we were a Unai Emery, if we were a Sean Dyche, we'd be complaining about it, but we don't. We just got on with it. But
exactly. This is it.
The fact that TNT points it out is the thing that just drives me nuts. And then
they don't understand the rule. They didn't know the rule by the sounds of it.
And then Toon US in our NUFC USA WhatsApp group yesterday, we had live streaming. Everybody was talking during the match and everything. 4 times during the first half, Liverpool players tried, to the referee going, give him a card, give him a card, give him a card. That's a cardable offense now.
There we go. Then I got fined 125,000 for ball boys throwing the balls to players. So, Ed, there's no devil's advocate on this. It's an actual FIFA rule that you cannot use your ball boys to throw the ball back to a player. They've got to retrieve it themselves from a cone.
From the cones.
So, unfortunately,
Baz, we've also seen the managers give the balls to their own players as well from the technical areas.
Yeah, and they shouldn't.
I know.
Yeah,
but they're not enforcing it.
Yeah. No, well, this is it. Well, they did with Villa. They fined them.
It'd be interesting to see if Liverpool get a fine or won't it?
It would be, yeah. So there we go. So it's honestly, it's a rule that I didn't realise it was that severe of a rule. I thought the cones were there to allow quick throw-ins when ball boys are trying to chase the ball, or you just run, get the ball off the cone and get on with it. I didn't actually realise that was a full-on blown rule, and there you go. There you have it.
But Liverpool's not going to get not going to get charged. They're not going to get fined. It's Liverpool.
Well, you can't find one and not another, can you?
Well, you
talking about the goal, talking about the goal as well. I mean, it's very quick. It's a long ball down the left-hand side. Trippier's out of position because he's marking someone further up. We've played Ekitike onside because someone at the far end is in their half, which again is a poor mistake. But the biggest mistake, like you mentioned, is from Chow. Yeah. Now, why did he just let him run into the box the way he did without a challenge was beyond me. For him to do that, very out of character, because normally he would just go straight over to the player. Now, I would rather see him go over to the player and then get beaten inside and then Ekitike gets a shot off. Right. The fact that he just ran in a straight line and didn't get near him until he was getting his shot off was just poor for me. Very poor. A great finish, but I just think
another one I applauded. It was just one of those lay your head on the table going, oh, Christ, here we go. It
was one of them, wasn't it, where you just thought we need to be better at that. We had to be better. It was just one of those goals, wasn't it, where you just think, he's got to do better. But then again, has tiredness, has fatigue got him? Am I making an excuse for him? Possibly, but he's got to be in the elite section of defenders and all that. You've got to be better. You just have to be. And I do believe he's an elite defender. He
is. He's going to be.
That's the thing. He's going to be. I think he's got a few things where he needs to get out of his game, and maybe next year when he's been on the training pitch, when he's had a full Eddie Howe pre-season, we might see less of his mistakes. But at the minute, we've just got to go pack it in.
Yeah.
Right.
So just to give you some context of what Mac and Cabby's talking about, I've obviously introduced him to StreamYard because it's better than the system that he uses. I've told him I pay monthly. So he's gone to set up monthly. And when he's pressed monthly, when it goes to the next page, it puts you back onto yearly because that's just how the website works. They're a bit of a con. And he's not realized it and paid for the full year instead of paying monthly. And of course, he's trying to blame me on being funny in the chat. It's quite funny. And then he's cancelled and then signed up monthly. And I've told him to email them and get his money back.
Yeah.
It's funny. Read the fine details. Don't you think Chow needs he does need a rest, but for who? Yeah. This is the problem. There's only 3 centre-backs and Botman needed a rest more than Chow. So
do you not? I hate to say it. I hate to even introduce it, given the fact that, by the end of this weekend, he could be gone. But do you not think that Lascelles could at least have a go? Or has he just been that unfit that we've been unwilling to even sacrifice that possibility? He's been on the bench a couple of times. I'm just sitting there going, he's a right-sided center back. You got Botman. Now you got Byrne back. In order to give some of these guys a respite, just a little bit. wouldn't you throw Lascelles out there with Byrne?
But what you got to think of is the drop in quality as well.
And
obviously Eddie Howe doesn't want to take that risk. He obviously sees Lascelles now as someone who'd play in a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup game. He doesn't trust them in a Premier League game now.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting there going, look, Man City just spent 20 million on Gahey, and Gahey is the guy who gave up the ball that Solanke scored the second goal off of. So I'm just, drop in quality versus resting a player. It's just it starts to get it's, and I'm not doing that. I'm saying 50-50.
Yes, you are.
It boggles the mind. The fact that we can see that there's a depth problem, all of us, and yet we did nothing to do it. And yeah, Leslie's right. The fact that Fabs is going to be out until the end of March. We could see him. We could see him in the derby, maybe.
Do we not think though that the Lascelles situation is more a bust up that hasn't been maybe announced? Because it just seems weird how he's.
But also this tells me everything.
Right.
This tells me everything as well. Though Lascelles is wanted by 4 or 5 championship clubs.
Yeah.
Not Premier League clubs. He's wanted by the league below. So that tells you the drop in standard.
But he's also 32. He's 32 years old. He's not a spring chicken.
It doesn't matter. Why not West Ham? Why not Burnley? Why not a team that's in the Premier League who's fighting against relegation, who could use his experience? Forest. Why not go back to Forest?
I do think he's not a job at the back though.
But they're obviously saying he can't because these clubs could be getting them for like £1 million, £500,000. We're not going to get a lot of money for him with 6 months left on his contract, and none of these Premier League clubs are willing to take a risk on him.
Do you really think there's been a bust up, Scotty?
It's just weird how he said his body doesn't feel right, or but he hasn't actually played for his body not to feel right. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's just come back from a big injury.
He has, which is fair enough. I don't know. I just feel as though there's something else there. Personally,
he's been our club decade. He's been our club captain for over a decade now. So my question is, at 12 years of a Newcastle career, there's no talk of a testimonial or anything for him, or is he going to be able to come back in the summer and do that?
He'll come back in the summer and do that potentially. Something will be done.
Same thing with Shay Given. When Shay Given left, he didn't get a testimonial, but that's because he was so flippin' sick of this club. And it was Ashley that he was mad at. He wanted out of here as quickly as possible. You could see how much he loves our club every time he comes back as a pundit. Anytime he's given the opportunity to talk about us, he can't rave enough about us. So we all know why he left under a cloud, because he was sick and tired of Ashley. We know that.
Well, you left under a cloud because you wanted to leave, and then Ashley said you have to put in a transfer request for us to allow you to leave, which made Ashley look better than what he was, because Shay Given looked like he then became the bad guy, which is crazy. So somehow in that first 45 minutes, I don't know how, we end up being 2-1 down at half time, after I thought that 35 minutes was just superb. And that's what really, the lads put a good fight for 40 minutes. We lost. Yeah. Come out in the second half, no changes. I don't really expect changes at half time after we put in such a good performance for the amount of time we did. But we shot ourselves in the foot again, didn't we? I mean, the only funny thing that came out of the second half for me was when Mo Salah had a 4-yard head start on Kieran Trippier, and Trippier still caught him up.
Legs have gone on him. The legs have gone.
He had nothing all night. Lewis Hall just absolutely bossed
him. Yep.
Yeah, the whole game absolutely bossed him. But the next 2 goals that Liverpool score again, it's a mistake from Chow. There was a mistake from Ramsey, wasn't it, who gave the ball away?
I think so.
I can't quite remember. But every single goal they scored, apart from the first one, was avoidable. That was the frustrating thing from me, because it was the way we were giving the ball up so easily in silly positions again, and then it was costing us a goal because the quality going the other way was just too good for us. If that makes sense.
You can't make mistakes against these teams like we did. They punish you And even a poor Liverpool squad as they have been this year are going to punish you big style, and they did.
Well, the cracking players. I mean, they had Bosley out there, the Ekitike out there, McAllister out there, Wirtz out there. You know,
Soboslai had sinus problems yesterday because he was snot rocketing every time the camera was on him.
Was he? So Colaccini did nearly 10 years at the club. He did 8 years at the club.
Yeah, usually a testimony comes after.
Yeah, it's 10. Yeah, it's 10 years plus. So that's why Colaccini wouldn't have got one. And let's face it, Mike Ashley wasn't there to hand out testimonials, was he?
No. Oh, here's another opportunity for me to get money.
Yeah, well, that's what normally he does. The second and third were definitely massively avoidable.
Yeah.
Everyone was complaining about Eddie Howe's substitutions again, saying they came too late in the game. When you're resting players, though, you didn't really want to look at the bench for as long as he did, so he held off. What else could he have done different? Does anyone have any ideas? Because we saw Volta, Marder, and Wissa get on the pitch together with 20 minutes to go, roughly. They did nothing.
I thought they came about 15 minutes too late. You could see the lads were flagging. But you say, there's the devil's advocate. He's got to rest players as well. So what does he do? Does he make them early and run them down a little bit more? Or does he make them late and then go, well, actually, they've got no time to do anything? He's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't with them, to be fair. Difficult.
You could see that Willock was, as Scotty said, was just flogged. There was nothing left in his legs. And I mean, to his credit, he did okay the other night. Last night.
Ball running, ball power play was good. Yep. He was trying to stretch them.
Tonali
just that quality in the last third again.
Tonali looks like he's gassed, but I still don't think he's put on a stone since his injury and his illness. He still looks off the mark. You know, I said to a QPR supporting buddy came in at the half, and he said, "Isn't Tonali out there?" I said, "Yeah, there he is, number 8." And he goes, "He's skinny." And I said, "Yeah, he's supposedly lost 1 or 2 stone when he was ill." And he said, "He's not put it back on." And I said, "No, he's." He needs to eat a couple more rigatonis and carbonaras is what he needs.
I think he needs some more fish and chips down on the fish side. The quarry side.
Get him to a weather spoon.
I think we're just going to have to be patient with him, lifestyle change, illness.
We know that.
I don't think it's a lifestyle change. I think it's just the illness. He's been at Newcastle long enough now to be... come on.
I mean, with the baby.
Scotty's dad,
lifestyle change.
We dads know that. Yep.
Yeah, I get that now. I thought you meant as in lifestyle change, as in being in England. I'm like,
no. I mean, baby.
Yeah, I get that now. Right, these are the ratings. This really frustrated me because everyone scapegoated Elanga again, and Harvey Barnes had a worse game than Elanga.
Agreed.
Ramsey had a worse game than Elanga. Tonali had a worse game than Elanga. The whole back four had a worse game than Elanga. In fact, Elanga statistically was our second best player.
I thought he had a good game. I think he's coming into his own.
I do.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I thought defensively he was sound. He helped out a lot.
Yep.
He got up the wing as much as he could. He put balls in when he could. Gordon obviously was by far the best player on the pitch for us because you could tell he really wanted to do something in that game.
Yep.
But unfortunately, Pope dropping the ball. I mean, the only thing that was quite, and it's a sentimental thing, isn't it? He dropped it to Konaté, who just lost his dad, and he puts the ball away, and you could tell he was emotional. And he was Liverpool's best player last night.
Yep.
Because he was phenomenal stopping Gordon, Barnes, and Elanga and bossing them at times, which was really frustrating to see because he's normally shit.
Yeah. Well, isn't there talk that he's off at the end of the season as well? I mean,
there is as well. Yeah,
he hasn't signed a new contract. I think everybody in the pub last night was talking about the saddest aspect of that goal was just the replay showing the look on Pope's face trying to scramble to get back to get that ball. It was so sickeningly sad to see the look on Pope's face when he knows I'm not going to get there. I'm just not going to get there. And just, but you're right. For sentimentality's sake, it was nice that Konaté got the goal, given what's going on in his family, given that he was emotional. It was poignant. I just wish it hadn't happened.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, another thing I've got to point out, guys, when it comes to these stats, is you've got to be careful sometimes, because then they look horrendous. But we conceded 4 goals. So the back line is always going to get hammered for it. In the first 30, 35 minutes, those stats would have been easily up into the 7s and 8s and 9s. We were playing that well. It's just because we capitulated so badly. It's why the stats have dropped so much. And
I have a question.
I'll just quickly answer this one first before you do that.
Go ahead.
Wallace, it's not just Trippier. Toon Army has also been very guilty of playing the wrong pass at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So just to clear that up, it's not just Trips. The whole team seems to be suffering from playing the incorrect ball at the incorrect time or making the wrong decision. Sorry, Dan, what's your question?
For 30 years, I have heard the term, the defense was at 6s and 7s. And given what we are now saying 30 years later with the kids going 6s and 7s, is 6s, the way they speak it, the context is that the defense was poor. That, you know, they weren't playing well. So I'm looking at our defense going, well, they were getting 5s. So how is 6 7s bad?
It's like they're all at 6s and 7s. They're all out at sea. That's
out
probably
at sea.
one that out at sea.
That's the one I didn't understand. Is it, you know, how does 6s and 7s, you know, equate to being out at sea? That one I didn't understand. Is it 6 foot, 7 foot waves that we don't like? I mean, what is it? So
it's just a term.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask Rock about it.
Yeah. Just indecisions. That it is the whole 6-7 thing. It's basically the decision making's poor. They're looking at each other. One's going one way, one's going the other way. They're not in sync.
Yeah,
you know, that's basically what it all means. Very quickly do the whole shout out stuff. Great sponsors, Diacro. Link is in the description for all our sponsors. So Baz 20 for 20% off. Great Newcastle merchandise. You've also got the Geordie Land Experience, award-winning Sparky. Does amazing tours. So please consider them, especially if you're coming over and you're not from the Northeast and you want to learn about the history and heritage of the area. That, you know, he does a great job of doing that. And we've got Prince Charming, absolutely stunning little shop in Wallsend. Loads of memorabilia stuff. They do so much more as well. There's music and movie memorabilia and all that sort of stuff as well.
Say it again, Baz. Where are they located?
Wallsend.
I had to.
I know you did. We have a cracking night planned on the 27th of Feb. It's Friday
Where'd Scotty
night.
Go?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You'll see him on the night.
Yay.
£15 per person to get a chance to listen to Super Mac and Gibbo do their stuff. Every single penny, and I can't reiterate this enough, every single penny is going to 2 charities, Azure and Butterwick Hospice, who are championed by Gibbo and Graham Bailey. We'll have lots of questions for Graham, and then we'll pass the mics over to the 2 legends to basically talk about North East football, past and current. No doubt the night will go on long. Doors are open from 6:30. You could probably come down earlier. It'll be open. The bar's cheap as chips. We've got Martin coming up from Mancunian Way as well. You know, we're just going to have a good laugh. So if you want tickets, there's the QR code. Just got to scan that and that'll take you to it. But if you do struggle, there's a email address there, and you can email me and I'll send you a link. And we have an amazing raffle because of this night as well. All the prizes are almost in. So it's an Alan Shearer street sign signed with a certificate of authentication. There is a Peter Beardsley signed retro top, £20 Greg's voucher, a $40 Diacro voucher, a family of 4, £65 it's worth, a Geordie Land Experience. And as of yesterday, Malta contacted me and said, we've definitely got a 4-ball for the golf. And that could be at almost any course in the Northeast. He's going to get me a list of them. Close Houses on there. The Newcastle golf course is on there. So it's a proper prize, that, especially for a 4-ball. I mean, you're talking like 200 quid easily. So if you want tickets, please contact me. They're £1 a number. We want to sell as many as we can because, we like to do nice things for charity at the end of the day.
Indeed.
We try our best, don't we?
My QPR buddy that came in at halftime yesterday, I was telling him about going over, and then I said that on the Friday night we have a charity benefit, and I said and the guests are Super Mac and Gibbo, and he just, the eyes went like this and was like, "You've got Super Mac?" I said, "Yeah, for £15 a person." He goes, "For what?" I said, "Yeah, we're giving it all to charity." He was just like, "That's fantastic. If people don't show up, they're silly." He says, you got to get out there. Yep. I've got 4 tickets.
I bought 4.
Yep. As did I.
I've got 4, 5.
There we go.
There you go. There's a dozen tickets just amongst the 3, and we're the hosts because we want to give this money to the charities. Again, exactly. Azure is Gibbo's charity, and Super Mac is giving he's waiving his appearance fee in favor of Azure because they're BFFs. If you didn't know what, Gibbo was Super Mac's best man.
Yep.
In his wedding,
That's
and then Graham Bailey, his charity is the Butterworth Hospice House, obviously close to him, and he is also waiving his appearance fee in order to benefit that charity. So every pound that we raise, every shilling is going to these 2 charities. So Benfield is waiving their fee for using the facility to go to these 2 charities. So just come and have a great evening. Listen to 2 legends. Watch 2 idiots on the stage talking to Graham Bailey. Scotty, are you going to be on the stage? I was trying to keep you from being an idiot.
Graham.
I said
he is a Borough fan after all. He is a Borough fan after all.
I said 2 idiots talking to Graham Bailey. That's what I was saying.
It's just 3 idiots.
So it's going to be great fun. Come out and see us. Benfield's a proper little community football club. It's a fantastic venue. Just come out and have a great night with us.
So to let you on a little secret, Leslie, I'll put the prizes back up again. The Newcastle street sign signed by Shearer was donated by Chris, who we haven't seen in the chat for a while. We hope he's well. He's a lovely guy. He's coming to the night. He donated that as a prize. I bought that top. It was whatever, 40 quid, 45 quid. And obviously all the rest, I've had to do all the hard work to get people to donate the prizes to the thing for free. So Greg's £20 voucher, free. $40 gift card, free. $65 gift card, free. And the golf, it's all free. It's not costing us a penny. Well, it's cost me a little bit for the shirt, but that's it. So I think we've done quite well with that, to be fair. So, and again, everyone who's donated is happy to do it because they know they're, putting stuff towards a great night and 2 great charities. So it helps us to raise more money.
How many tickets do we have left, Baz?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think we've still got quite a few.
Come on, folks. Come join us.
Everyone said they were buying them at the end of the month, as whether they have or not.
We'll get
I try.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be amazing.
Uncle Jack will be there.
Yes, he will be. If he gets in on time, didn't he?
He's coming in the day before, but now he's trying to. Right. He was supposed to be arriving on the 25th. Or he was flying on the 25th to get in the 26th. Now he's trying to change his flights because of the Champions League match.
That does not surprise me.
And I've already commiserated, or I've already whinged to Scotty because I was coming in early to see that band that I like play at the student union at the uni. Psychedelic Porn Crumpets from Australia, of whom the 5 members, 3 of them are rabid Newcastle fans. So I was hoping that maybe with the Champions League match coming on the same night as their concert, that they would postpone. Well, they're in Glasgow the next night. So there's every expectation that I could probably go to the Union and watch the game at the student union with the band, because I'm sure that they want to watch.
Class. Class.
So, yep.
No, Luke's not involved in this one. We did a night with Luke, and that's in the past now. He's welcome to come on again, but he's doing stuff with
we
the
made him a
BBC
bigger
now,
star
so.
because he came on our show. So, he's
Definitely not claiming that.
He's gone up in reputation now. So, if Luke's watching this, we love you, mate.
Oh, man. But I've asked him to come back on. But again, he works for the BBC, and it's difficult for him to commit to channels because of that, because the BBC are very strict on what people are allowed to do freelance side of things. So, and we wanted to put on a different night. We wanted to put on a bit more of a unique night, and that's why we did Super Mac and Gibbo.
We're going to talk as little as possible so that we give
exactly
Gibbo and Super Mac more time, because the two of them together, it's like going on a tour with Sparky Buddy. You just got to be listening. So, yep.
Oh man, I can't wait. I haven't seen Gibbo for so long when it comes to a talking. I mean, we're talking years. He's brilliant. Honestly, he's unbelievable. Right, there's the league table. I mean, this did shoot us down for top 5, to be honest with you. I know I've been very optimistic and very positive, saying, oh yeah, we'll still finish we've got a potential chance to still finish in the top 5. It's now 7 points the gap.
Yep.
Chelsea's last minute winner after being 2-0 down against West Ham really hurt. Getting beat off Liverpool yesterday really hurt. It's going to be hard to claw this back. I mean, Brentford beating Villa away doesn't help again, does it? Because that puts them another 3 points ahead of us and gives them confidence coming to St James's Park when we play them, which is not far away. It's like, oh, great. Man City dropping points against Spurs, Villa dropping points against Brentford, just like I said, it's just basically handed the title to Arsenal again. Yeah. Man United, 2-0 up, down back to 2-2 in the last minute, somehow end up winning in the 95th minute. Things couldn't have got worse for us over the weekend when it came to last minute winners. Every single result went against us.
At the same time, Baz, the optimist in me is looking at the P column and saying there's still 14 games to play.
Oh, of course there is. There's still a lot to play. I don't know. Liverpool seem to be coming into their own now. Man United seem to have found the formula. Chelsea are still hit and miss. They're the team I think we could maybe catch, but we're looking at 6th then, not 5th. But you just never know. We could go on an amazing run. I'm struggling to see it now. I am, and that's the first time I've admitted defeat.
Do you want to talk about?
We'll talk about ASM.
No, I was going to say.
All right, sorry. Go on.
Before that, do you want to talk about? We want to talk about David Moyes' comments to the press yesterday about getting booked for celebrating his equalizer.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me?
So managers aren't allowed to leave the technical area. So technically, it's a yellow card. And I know
did Mourinho get one for Benfica the other night?
He should have.
He went everywhere.
Yeah.
Does Arteta get one for just being Arteta and just coming out in the technical area as and when he wants, every game, every 90 minutes?
Lego Head's got his own frigging rules, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he was brilliant though when he said, if I was a little bit more nimble, I probably would have put in the knee slide. What a comment.
Loved it.
What an absolute comment.
And then for him to add on, I mean, on air, he was just like, it's effing sad. It's just,
it is.
How do you get yellow? How do you get a yellow card for celebrating your team doing well? It doesn't make sense.
Well, it was a last minute equalizer, wasn't it?
Exactly.
It feels as though we're losing something in the game, though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. That connection with the fans.
The connection, it feels as though we're losing something. I mean, if Eddie Gordon wins the Premier League next year, do you know what I mean? Like, he's got to do laps, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think we'll all do laps. I think we'll show our arse in Phoenix windows if we win the league next year.
Absolutely.
And I'll be all for that.
Out.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, the whole thing about ASM, if you haven't been keeping track of Saint-Maximin, he left us to go to Saudi. He went from Saudi to Fenerbahce to play for Mourinho. Yeah. He went from there to, I think there was
Mexican club, wasn't it?
Well, no, but it was. I think there was a short-term loan in there from Fenerbahce to someone before he went. He ended up at Club America in Mexico, and he came in with all kinds of expectations. But if you go on social media and read about, they're all calling him a crook now. That he basically got like a 13 million pound, between wages and a signing fee, he got 13 million in earnings. And was always injured. He was never available. So
16 games he played.
He's played very little. He's known jokingly as being the highest goal scorer in training, because there's lots of social media footage of him putting the ball away in the net on the training ground, but not on the pitch. But what was the last straw was just recently his children at their private school have been berated racially, and he said, look, to protect my kids, he and the club came to a mutual agreement, and he's now left Club America. But you go on Twitter, it's a cesspool. Oh my God, the things that are being said about him. It's just sad. Yep.
It is.
And nobody deserves that. Again, it just goes back to nobody. It's the 21st century, people. Get off of it. Come on.
Yeah. This is what I don't get. Since he's become a free agent, everyone's like, oh, let's just get him back to Newcastle, and it's a free hit sort of thing, sign him. It's not, it's wages again as a signing on fee. This all goes against PSR. It's not a chance in hell I would take Alan St-Maximin back. Let's just go through what he's done. And again, what's happened to him is horrible, horrific, and should never happen. But it doesn't mean we should sign him just because he's a free agent. 30 games for El Halle, 4 goals. Fenerbahce on loan for 20 games, 4 goals. Then he went to Club America, 16 games, 3 goals. We're talking about the level of football dropping, and he's still always injured. He is not worth the risk. Trust me, guys. Leave him in the past. I mean, I even said we should bring back a player who was going to be on a free, didn't I? Who was it?
Nile Ranger. I think you said Nile Ranger.
No, it wasn't him. Definitely not. Oh, sugar. There was someone who potentially could be, his contract was going to, Callum Wilson. I said, bring Callum Wilson back for 6 months because you'd be on a free. And everyone said no, but they'd rather have Alan St-Maximin back. At least Wilson's playing in the Premier League and scored some goals.
And scoring.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like,
that would be the sensible one, wouldn't it?
Exactly. We needed a third striker. We don't
and
need
the number 13
left
jerseys available, which we know he prefers. So,
Yeah. Yes, Anthony Gordon scored 1 goal in open play as a left winger, but look at his season before that. Look at what he's been doing. He's actually got 14 goals and assists contributions this season. So you put up the stat that suits your agenda. I'll tell you the actual facts. 14 goals and assists this season in all competitions is very good. Thank you very much. It's more than 3, it's more than 4, and it's more than 4. So I hate it when people do
and
that.
he plays 99.9% of games.
Exactly. He's not injured.
He's not
do
injured.
you know what I mean? And Anthony Gordon would have more assists if people put the ball in the back of the net when he played on and played for him.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That one cross that he put in that Barnes overstepped.
No, he doesn't.
That he overstepped by 1 step. I mean, it was, by the time it got to Barnes was ahead of it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about real quickly the yellow that Gordon got in yesterday's match? For running into Becker again.
I thought Becker it was yes, yeah.
Becker had the ball,
one,
and he went. Yeah. I mean, it was almost a carbon copy of the yellow that got him sent off against Liverpool at St. James's. And my Liverpool friend, of course, was just like, he should have seen red for that. That was an awful challenge. I was like, it was a 50-50 ball, mate.
Yeah, it was.
He had every right to that ball. And I said, and at the speed he was going, yes, we can assume with 99.9999% certainty that Becker was going to get rid of the ball by the time that Gordon got
close, though, wasn't he?
But Gordon was within less than a yard of getting access to that ball, and he had every chance of getting that ball. And, my mate was just like, that he should have seen red for that. And I said, no, it was a 50-50 challenge. I personally don't think he should have seen yellow for it. And Becker made a meal of it. He really did make a meal of it.
He did make a meal of it, but he was late. I think that's the problem. So.
Do you not think Gordon's got a bit of a rep to fans now, though, as well?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem.
Just one more stat for you for an Alan Sit maximum, just for Ian, who decides to say that. So 111 games for Newcastle, 12 goals. Anthony Gordon, 103 games, 20 goals. So he scored 9 more goals in less games than them as well. So
in the same position.
In the same position. So let's just put that one to bed now.
People just like to see the dancing, though, don't they? They like to see the lair.
They like to see the trickery. They like to see him put players on the backsides. The problem is he always runs into a dark corner where he can't get out of it.
Runs into a cul-de-sac and spins circles. So no, what Ed is asking, did I see what in the Champions League what Real Madrid Mbappe did?
I didn't.
But
I know two of the players got sent off, and their Benfica goalkeeper scored, which we've highlighted previously. The one thing that really peeved me off the most in the Liverpool game with Gordon was the play acting by McAllister.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
When he pushed him in the chest, and he says he got him in the throat, and he was play acting on the floor for ages. Yep. Now that was ridiculous, and this is where VAR needs to be involved in.
Got it.
Play acting, without a shadow of a doubt, diving as well. And he said, we don't capitulate against Liverpool, going 1 goal at the losing 4-1 is very definition of the scoreline says that, but the problem is we conceded 3 goals we shouldn't have conceded.
Yeah. That's
the frustrating thing about it. I think the scoreline flattered Liverpool a little bit, especially the last goal. Damn right, he should have been booked. It was very, very, very frustrating. Right. Anyway, we're going to be on Mac and Cabby's channel on Tuesday night, not Monday this week, because Sunderland play tomorrow night against Burnley. And we've obviously got the cup final. I call it the cup final on Wednesday because we're 2-0 down. And if we beat City, we are in the cup final. So I'm still staying positive on that one. I might even do a watch along for it just so I can put my face out there to say I said this was going to happen. Or if we lose, I can just put my hands up and say, well, we got pounded again. But join us on Tuesday night on Mac and Cabby's channel. It's going to be a raw, always is. They're a good bunch of lads. It's a very well-rounded discussion. And then we'll be back on Friday. I think we're going to do Friday. We'll do a review and a look ahead.
And a look ahead. Do we have
rather than doing 2 and 2 nights?
Do we have Arsenal on Sunday or Saturday? Sunday, 4:30 in the morning. Sunday, I think. For me, I think it's a 12:30 kickoff for you guys.
I'm just having a look now because I can't remember.
No, we've got
Brentford on Saturday. Brentford.
We're the late game on Saturday. Good deal. All right.
5:30 against Brentford. Big game, that one. Very, very big game.
Big.
Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Gary, as always. Charles as well. Everybody who's been in the chat. Good night. Ian as well. Thank you for commenting and do that. Let's hope for a miracle. Hopefully there will be a miracle. Probably won't be.
On any given Wednesday, lads.
Exactly. City just blew a 2-goal lead today. If you get at them, we can get at them. So you just never know. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we'll see you on Tuesday night on the Macam channel. Take care.
Cheers, everyone.